Tēnā tātou katoa, good evening. Up to 50,000 disabled New Zealanders and their carers have been blindsided by sweeping changes, effective immediately, that they say drastically reduce their access to support.
The new funding rules were uploaded to the Ministry of Disabled People's website yesterday with no prior consultation. And it's upset and angered the disabled community. Even the largest provider in the sector, Manawinui, didn't know they were coming.
But as Karen Rutherford reports, the Minister is making no apologies.
Christchurch mum Sam Whitworth devotes her life to her two autistic youngsters, Mason and Ava. She barely gets a break. Now the help she and thousands of other members of the disabled community can access has been drastically reduced in a bolt out of the blue from the ministry.
I can't put into words and I'm really struggling to hold together right now, but it's a shock. It's come as an absolute shock.
Mason is tube fed up to 5 times a day. Ava too needs constant care. Now things like accommodation for support workers accompanying a disabled person on holiday, even a few hours in a motel for burnt out caregivers, is off the cards.
Just to have a shower and just to have a sleep is all that we really want, and that is meaningful to us, we now can no longer do.
The Ministry of Disabled People, Whaikaha, insists this is not about cost cutting, but access to funding for sensory toys and PCs that help those who are non-verbal, for instance, will be restricted. Access to support workers if you're a rural person could be tricky with mileage payments off the cards, and massages for carers who are often lifting someone greater than their own body weight are also gone.
I'm not in control of my own future. I am falling.
Today's news distresses 13-year-old Wellingtonian Eleanor, her sister and mum Amy, who are all autistic with ADHD. Amy also has MS.
Just how it was communicated was very thoughtless and reckless.
The Minister today on the back foot.
I will talk to Whaikaha about the way in which they consult and the way in which they then make announcements.
An announcement that's blindsided this family. Younger daughter Aoife, for instance, also has an extreme form of noise sensitivity.
Someone humming or sometimes on bad days even someone breathing.
Until now, they've been able to access funding for a device in her room to regulate her responses and distract her. That'll go.
We understand that there are ways as a country we're needing to save money, but this is a very underhanded way to do it. To say we're not cutting your funding, but we're going to make it extremely hard for you to actually use the funding.
The Minister today defending the funding changes, calling it a return to pre-COVID levels.
This fund has blown out and they have to manage it within the fund that's there.
2 petitions launched within the last 24 hours by the disabled community have now amassed around 12,000 signatures.
There is just a million things that we have been able to do that have changed our adults and our children's lives that we can no longer do now.
A voice of the vulnerable that could yet get louder still. Karen Rutherford, Newshub.